Well, here's our field trip. It's raining. We'll start with some exfoliating bark on a sycamore tree. We're down in the meadow. Those pretty orange ones, those are flowers. Those are called touch-me-nots. Asters, there's asters everywhere. What I'm doing is I'm walking up through the meadow. Got my hat over my camera because it's raining a good bit. When do you see these fall flowers? I don't know them all by name. Asters is what most of them are. They're composite-y. Later on I might explain a little bit more about the botany, but when you've got a flower like these blue ones that are so spectacular that have petals around them arranged like that, it's a composite flower. This is an area, now I say it's a meadow, but actually this was once a village. I'll give you a glance. There's the blacksmith shop. It's not done. Up there's the sawmill, not done. Up there's the main building of the Old Ways Museum. I'm going to walk right along here because I really would like this to fit within 10 minutes. I didn't mow this pasture. Next year I may mow it, probably will mow it, but I'll never mow it all because I like to keep some of these flowers around. Back in the hippie days, hippies were pretty romantic about wildflowers. Judy Collins, I don't know if you remember her, that singer, she had a album she called Wildflowers. Well, to farmers they're weeds, but they're pretty nice. This is basket willow. That's been brought in from Europe. You could make baskets out of it. It's not native here. There, of course, is goldenrod. Wonderful plant. I'm going to go across this bridge. It'd be a little funny if I fall through it. So much of this stuff I have to finish, but you'll have that. There's an alder. They're kind of like weeds to farmers again, but that brings up a Shakespearean quote I wanted to pass by you. Friar Lawrence, when he enters Romeo and Juliet, he comes in with a wonderful speech, and one of my favorite quotes from Shakespeare is when he says, For not so vile that on this earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give, nor aught so good, but strange from that fair use, revolts on true birth, stumbling on abuse. Well, these alders, they're kind of a pain in the neck. Look at that beautiful flower. Cardinal flower is what I call it. I used to call it cardinal lily. It's not really a lily. That burnt out ash, there's a long story to that. There was once a house right where we're standing, and if I can keep from falling, I'd like to show you where the spring is. There it is. That's the spring. Someday I'm going to finish cleaning this up around here and see if I can figure out more about this house. Archaeology. Archaeology isn't only that really old stuff with Egyptians and Mesopotamians and all. That building right there with all the X's and stuff on it, that's to be the mill. I probably shouldn't be showing you some of these things because everything is so incomplete, but it'll give you a reference. One of the reasons I came down even in the rain was I wanted you to see my cows. That building up there, that house is a cherry tree house we call it. Moved it 70 miles. I took that all apart, brought it down here, put it back up. It's the house my mother was born in, built in 1883. That's the house I live in. Looks a little bit like a Swiss house. I've heard people call it the Swiss house before. And see how I'm doing for time. Oh, can't really see it. Don't have my glasses on. Well, we're coming up to a fountain. I'm not sure just what I'm going to do with this, but a lot of potential. I had a friend once who used to say the possibilities are endless. Look at the beautiful asters. And I know what he means. You got a lot of water pouring out of there. I'll show you where it's coming from in just a moment. I just worked on it this morning. That's the natural creek. That's Oppenheimer Run is what it says on maps. Oppenheimer Run. I call it the creek. Now that fountain is the outlet to this pond. My son's raft is not in real good shape. It needs repair. You can see the rain probably on the pond, and there's where the water runs in from the pond into that fountain. That's what you want to do. You want to take a bucket and turn it upside down over the outlet, and that way stuff doesn't clog it. Took me a long time to learn that. Alright, finally we're going to go buy one of my cows. Have a red one and 5 black ones. She probably won't care. They're pretty tame to me. Hello, cow. Don't knock me in the pond. This is a black willow. There's a weeping willow. I want you to see these 2 trees down here, and then we'll quit. These 2 are two examples of dawn redwood. There's the littler one. They like it wet. Look at the beautiful foliage on that. These evergreens. There's the bigger one. They're real special trees. They were thought to be extinct, but then they only had them from the fossil record, and then but then they found them growing in China, and so I planted them there. All right, there's our field trip for this week.